we're now going to continue with building our little moving mouth puppet. The red rubber earlier, you're going to cut a tiny little square out of that red rubber. Well, it's more of a rectangle, but that's okay. And what I like to do is, let me see, this shape here is, it's about 2 by 3. Okay. I'm going to cut my little heart type of shape. Now, the tongue could be really any shape you want. Some people like to use circles. Some people like to use triangles. I like to use a little heart type of shape, like so. Now again, I didn't need a pattern because I've done this many times. You may want to draw out a little heart-shaped pattern that you're comfortable with and then trace along the edges of the rubber with your magic marker and cut that way. But we have a little tongue there that I'm pretty happy with. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our magic marker and we're going to make a little line from the middle to the top. See what we did there? Okay. Now what we do is we take our hot glue gun and we're going to go on the back of that tongue and just do a little dab of hot glue. You don't have to overdo it. Hot glue is an amazing, amazing thing. It will bond and it will stay. And we're going to put it inside our puppet's mouth. Like so. Okay, position it the way you want to your comfort level. And now we have a tongue for our character. Okay? Now, when we come back, we're going to be filling out this head with some of the foam rubber that I showed you earlier. We'll do that in a bit. Okay, so we are pretty close to being finished with building this neat little moving mouth puppet. We're going to go back to our foam piece earlier that I showed you. Do you remember the square foam piece? And this was about, for our puppet size, it was about 7.5 by 6 inches, I believe. Or 7 by 7. Yeah, pretty much. More or less. It really depends on the size of your puppets, but this is a good size for this type of puppet that I'm working with here. Now, what I've done is I've cut a little triangular piece like this at the bottom. Do you see that? Okay. That is there for a reason. What we're going to do is we're going to fold our piece like that. See how I did that? That way we have a little shape like that. I'm then going to pinch it with my 2 fingers like this. And I'm going to take the front of it, pinch the top, and pull it down. Okay? I'm then going to hold it, try to hold it in place like that as best I can. Now this part is really tricky. It took me a while to learn how to do this, but basically the idea is that you want to insert it into your character, okay, all the way through the opening at the bottom. And you want to stick it on top of the mouth board, and then you'll let go of the foam and shape it so that it fills out the top of the head. So let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Open up the bottom of the puppet, stick it in, push it down as far into the head as possible so that it looks nice and smooth. There's no wrinkles or anything on the puppet. And basically we have a nice roundish type of head, or semi-round, I guess. But really, what I'm doing inside there, if you had an x-ray and you can see how my hand looks in there, this is how my hand looks in there. Now if you notice, my 4 top fingers are really, really towards the front of the puppet's mouth. That's very important because the foam and the top of the cardboard mouthpiece will act as a sandwich for your 4 fingers. In other words, your 4 fingers will be sandwiched between the top foam part and the cardboard, the roof of the mouth cardboard piece. So that'll keep your hand nice and snug in there. Okay, we're going to continue now with putting the face on our character here. And do you remember earlier when I showed you the little adhesive tabs of felt that you can buy in any craft store or fabric store? I don't really know what they're used for. I think the bottom of furniture or something like that. I'm really not sure, but I know what I use them for. I use them for the pupils of the eyes, or sometimes just the eyes in general. They come in different sizes, as you can see, and sometimes they're a dark green color like mine here, or sometimes they're in black. Now, you could just peel them off and stick them on the character, but I like to be a little more creative than that. I'm going to show you a little supply piece here that I didn't have among my supplies earlier. Basically, they're little styrofoam balls. They come in all different shapes and sizes. So this is kind of just an average size here. What we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors, and you got to be careful cutting these because they could break into a bunch of different pieces, but you stick it right in the middle there and just kind of do one swoop of a snap. You'll pretty much get a decent split. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1/2 of that styrofoam ball, and I'm going to start using my trusty hot glue gun to squirt out a little bit of hot glue there. And I've done like kind of a circular type of motion there, applying the glue on the edges, leaving a little bit of space, and working my way towards the center. And what you're going to do is you're going to find a nice spot on the puppet to put the eye. So I like to put it right there. And we can just leave it like that for now as we do the other one. Now you're going to hear the styrofoam crackling a bit, making a little crackling sound as you apply the hot glue. Don't worry, no harm. And I like to put the eye right next to the other eye, right in the center. Now at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these little adhesive felt tabs here, and we're going to stick them on the character. So we'll put one there like that, and another there like that. And what you want to do is you want to have the character look right at you so that you can then move around the little felt tabs here so that you get a sense that he's looking directly at you. You see that? Okay. When we come back, we're going to put a nose on him, and I'm going to tell you a few pointers on how you can create a customized nose.